Hey, what's going on? JitsCast is back. I'm here with
Bryan Jurgis.
That's how you say your last name? Jurgis?
It's just easier to pronounce that way.
Well, how are you supposed to pronounce it?
It's actually Jurius.
Oh, okay.
It's like Greek, yeah.
Fucking fancy. All right. Bryan, when I first started doing Jiu Jitsu, it was about 3 years ago, and you were I think you were a blue belt when I got here. Maybe.
Yeah, I believe I was a blue belt.
I think you just got it though, right?
Yeah, probably a couple months in.
And you spent a very short amount of time as a white belt, correct?
Yeah, just about 6 months.
Yeah, it's fucking quick. It took me about 2 years to get blue belt, so. But you got the skills for it. Obviously shows when I got here, you were fucking me up easily, and you still fuck me up easily. So, and we're the same belt, even though you got stripes now, but you're pretty close to purple belt. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, what got you into jiu-jitsu?
It's a long story, but I actually started martial arts when I was 14. I did Krav Maga for about 5 years,
Nice.
5.5 years at a gym, and they ended up basically closing down and took everybody's money. Pretty shady. I changed gyms to a couple other gyms, continuing pursuing martial arts in Krav Maga. Then I basically did wrestling for 2 years at high school and realized that I needed to work on my ground game. And shopping around locally, trying to find some good, reputable black belts to be schooled under, I found Mauricio. Basically came here, super sloppy, out of weight, got my ass kicked, and haven't stopped since.
Yeah, you've lost, even since I've known you, you've lost some weight, but then again, so have I, so.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was about 215 pounds. To this day now, I'm 175 to 185 pounds, but lean muscle. Yeah.
That's pretty much where I'm at too. So
Yeah.
Same about weight. So you've been focusing a lot on movement lately. Why don't you talk about that? How important movement is in jiu-jitsu, and just talk about exactly what we're talking about in movements.
Well, I believe movement is jiu-jitsu. I mean, if you don't have any movement capabilities, it's gonna show up a lot in your jiu-jitsu. It's gonna probably show up with your hips, show up in your legs, your back. You'll feel like there's some sort of like impingement, right? But I believe that it's important to drill movements that are applicable for the movements you want to do in your game, and that's what we kind of did a little bit today.
Yeah, today was really good.
And it's a good warm-up, it's a good eye-opener for some people, and that's what I've been really working on lately, is just kind of exploring my body capabilities.
Exploring your body.
Exploring my body's capabilities. But also making sure that I keep an open mind, and the human body is capable of doing amazing things, as you know.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why, we're doing jiu-jitsu, we're already doing some amazing shit,
Yeah, a lot of things that I thought were impossible for my body type are now possible, like triangles and shit. I was actually doing a few triangles today with Chris when I was rolling with him.
Yeah, I saw, yeah.
Even though I suck at them, but I still throw them up, still a danger.
Yeah, throw them up, man. That's all you can do.
But before, when I first started, I was like, this is impossible. Like, my legs are too big, I'm not flexible enough, but all you gotta do is the right angle, and you can get it, eventually,
Exactly. Definitely with triangles, on like the bigger guys like you, or Chris, or David, or Sebastian, it's sometimes just throwing it and locking it and going for a sweep from there. It's not even about finishing you sometimes, and going for that sweep, it'll open an arm sometimes, or it'll open an omoplata, or a different position that you weren't used to or familiar with.
Yeah, I usually just throw it up just to see what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
I'll throw it up and I'll look at something after that. Like I'm very rarely looking to fucking finish triangle.
Yeah.
Because it's just too much fucking work for me to do. So.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, I agree, and I understand what you're saying too. For me, you've rolled with Big David. Trying to throw a triangle on that fool is like you're trying to fucking close your legs over like that tire. Or a 200-gallon barrel. You can't sometimes. And you gotta adjust and adapt to that.
Yeah, as you're getting smashed.
Yeah, under pressure and stress,
Yeah. I think that's all I can fuck up the backs is like getting smashed. In that one position where you're just crushed, and all that weight it's on your back, man. It sucks. So That's why movement comes in handy and stretching your back out and getting that mobility back. Because if you're just getting smashed all the time and you have an office job, you're gonna basically be a hunchback when you get older. So
yeah, I agree. And lately I've within the last couple of years I was never doing any stretches. To this point, stretching every day, at least 15 to 20 to 30 minutes a day, and I think it's highly important that people do. I call it physical maintenance on your body. Yeah. I mean, we're not a machine. We're human, right? And I believe that your muscles need to be warmed up. They need to be wakened up, And a lot of people come here straight from work. They just been sitting on their ass all day, not moving, or they do really intensive laborious jobs, and basically they just come here and want to roll, and they don't want to do the stretches or the warm-ups, and later they'll feel like they got hit the next day by a truck,
or they get injured easily.
Yeah. And especially with this winter season, you saw how many people were getting injured just because it was so freaking cold,
Yeah.
And it was really hard to warm up. I was one of them.
Yeah, I can say. I mean, I've had my fair share of injuries. They suck, and anytime I can, do something that can avoid an injury, I'll do that. Mm-hmm. I think yoga, even though I don't do it anymore, but I need to get back into it. When I was doing yoga, I felt so much better doing jiu-jitsu. You feel your body's more pliable. You can get into positions easier. Even trim, everything's fucking easier to do.
Yeah.
So, and it's especially important when I had one hand, because I had to balance basically on just one side, and it sucked, but it really helped. So, yeah, let's get into some other stuff that I want to talk about.
Sure.
I just, every now and again, if you're doing jiu-jitsu long enough, you're gonna suck, out of nowhere, and it's fucking awful. If you're new to jiu-jitsu and you haven't hit this yet, you're gonna hit it eventually. Everybody does. So basically what happened was I was doing really good with jiu-jitsu. I was doing really good with my defense, all that shit, and then all of a sudden, I come in, I think it was last week or the week before that, and I was fucking garbage. None of my defense was working. I couldn't. Submissions weren't coming easily or at all, and I felt really bad. I was just like, dude, my jiu-jitsu is garbage right now. Have you gone through that?
Yeah, I have, and I think until about September last year, I came out of it, and I was going through what they call is the blue belt blues. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah.
It's definitely real. You will go through some sort of plateau in your journey, in your jiu-jitsu career, and the only way to get through that is just to shut the fuck up and grind and keep going, because the people who end up dropping out are those people who hit those plateaus and they have that sort of fixed mindset, and they need to be in that growth mindset.
Yeah.
And that's kind of right now where I'm at. I was in a fixed mindset, and now I'm in a growth. And definitely you can tell with everybody's charisma and attitude in the team, you can tell that a lot of people are getting out of that sort of plateau as well, and you said yourself was as well.
Yeah, like you said, once you hit the plateau, it almost feels like it's not a plateau. It feels like it's a dip in your skills, which is kind of weird.
Dip, yeah.
But the reason why you want to keep on the mats is because if you leave, you hit that plateau or that dip or whatever, and you leave, no matter what, especially if it's over 2 weeks, your skills are going to diminish. And while you're gone, no matter how long you're gone, the people that you were rolling with, they're getting better. So once you come back, it's going to seem like you suck even worse. And that's the worst feeling in the world, is when you leave and you come back, and people that you were tapping before are just fucking you up, and you're wondering why. Well, it's because you decided to take time off and they didn't. They were learning while you were doing whatever else. Don't get me wrong, people have legit excuses. They got families, they got work, they got school. Yeah. But if you have time to go to the gym, and the only excuse you have is that you feel bad, then you need to just suck it up, to be honest with you. Or you're not gonna ever advance your skills, because you're gonna get that thing where I've seen it at the gym. People will take a month off or two, and they'll leave and they'll come back, and then after a week or 2 weeks they'll leave again because they think they suck. Yeah. And then they'll come back a couple months later, and it's just a cycle, and it's a fucking waste of money, really.
Yeah, I can agree with what you're saying. There's definitely people who will come and will go, especially you've been here for a while. You've noticed that we were talking about earlier. But like I was saying, with the fixed mindset, those type of people, they have, let's say, talent, right? Mm-hmm. But the thing is, they don't put the effort in to it. They just rely on their talent, and eventually they'll encounter someone who has a higher work ethic than them, and they'll get smashed. But then they'll realize that the person with the fixed mindset will realize that they won't blame themselves they'll just blame the environment, they'll blame the instructor, they'll blame they will never question their own capabilities, which was really because they had a closed mind.
Yeah.
And also they didn't put in the hard work. And you've heard this saying, if talent is refusing to work, or hard work will beat talent when talent is refusing to work hard.
Yeah, I was trying to remember
that's definitely what that's definitely what we're talking about here. And you just, like I said, you gotta shut up and grind and put in hard work. You can't rely on just talent. You have to put in the hard work. And if you have both, then you're unstoppable.
Yeah. I think one of the other good quotes that I saw before was that how long does it take an average person to become a black belt? Well, an average person can't become a black belt. So think of it that way.
Yep, exactly.
The shit ain't easy. It's not easy for a reason. So, but once you get those skills, man, it's pretty awesome. The things you can do with your body, the way you can manipulate someone else's body, it's totally worth it in the long run. So just keep grinding.
Yep.
So let's talk about some upcoming events. I got to pull up the notebook here if you're watching here, because it's kind of a lot of stuff and I couldn't remember all of it. So let's talk about Submission Underground 3. We're going to talk about some fights and then who we think are going to win these fights. Just some predictions. This is another bias. Actually, I'm biased with some of these people, but I'll be honest with you. So Submission Underground 3, which is on January 29th, 2017. The headliner is Dylan Dennis versus AJ Agazan. That's how you say his last name, right? Agazan?
Agazan,
yeah. Who do you got in that fight?
Exactly. AJ is definitely the better wrestler. Are they doing gi, right? Or no gi?
I think it's no gi.
No gi? Okay. Yeah. So yeah, definitely AJ is going to be the better wrestler, but don't count Dylan. Yeah. Dylan is really crafty.
He's a Marcelo Garcia black belt, right?
Yes. Yeah. He's really crafty. He has good passes. He also has some good takedowns, scrambles as well. Yeah. And I honestly think that Dylan will pull through.
That's what I got too.
Yeah, he just seems to be. He seems to be, in the right mindset. AJ's been getting kind of like lately, if you haven't noticed, on like social media and just kind of like what's been going on with him.
He's been like super drama lately and just talking shit to a lot of people and getting kicked out of rings.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. And I think that he's kind of in that fixed mindset we were talking about earlier. He might be hitting that plateau. I don't know. I'm not a black belt, but he's, we don't know what's going on in everybody's lives, but I really do think Dylan will pull through. I think that he's been training hard for it, and he does have a lot to lose, being the McGregor team head coach for the grappling,
Yeah, so, I mean, Marcelo Garcia is one of the greatest of all time, if not the greatest of all time, in most people's opinion. Well, not the greatest of all time. Hickson Gracie, right? Probably the greatest.
Yeah. Hickson, yeah. That guy is a legend, man.
Yeah. But he's up there. Marcelo Garcia is up there.
Marcelo is in the Hall of Fame. Yeah.
So next fight I want to talk about, I forget the guy's actual name, but I know him as Shoeface. He fights in the UFC. You know his actual name?
Carlos
something.
Yeah, he has a weird last name. I forgot.
But he fights in the UFC, and he's going to fight Gary Tonin. This is a double replacement. First it was supposed to be Hector Lombard versus Gary Tonin. He pulled out. Then it's supposed to be Chael Sonnen. Yeah. Chael Sonnen, Bellator said he couldn't fight in Submission Underground, even though it's his own fucking organization.
Yeah.
And so
he found Shoeface for him. Yeah. So that was cool. At least he found the replacement.
Yeah, and Shoeface is legit black belt.
Yeah, he has some wins. He has some really good wins against
Leandro Lowe.
He's a double world champion at brown belt. He also has some wins over really reputable names like Leandro Lowe. He has wins over Bernardo Faria. So he has some really tough guys he's beat.
Yeah, he's legit. I thought it was funny how Gary Tonin, he actually posted on social media. There's because people were saying that Shoeface was like a scrub, so he's like showing like all the wins that he had.
And then he had his loss against him at the end.
Yeah, what was it like? It was like flying camel clutch or some shit like that.
Yeah. I like scumbag or some shit. He called him white boy scumbag or something. Yeah,
the next one that's going to be highly entertaining in my opinion because this black belt is a really good black belt. It's fun to watch. Is Jeff Glover versus Chad Mendes. So that's going to be a crazy flexibility style versus a wrestler that can submit.
Exactly.
So that's going to be a fun match to do. Jeff Glover sort of quote unquote invented the donkey guard, which is basically where he gives up his back and then goes for submission from there.
It's a trap.
Yeah, it's a trap every time. But he's really fun to watch.
Yeah, he's fun. I think that Jeff Glover might take that one. If he doesn't do anything and get slammed again, and I mean, like he did at the ADCC or something.
Yeah. I don't think a slam in Submission Underground.
Oh really?
I don't know. I haven't looked up the rule set. I know it's the EBI rule set. So if it is, then no, there's no slamming then. Definitely. Once they go up like the once they go above waist high, they reset or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Next one up is Gordon Ryan versus Jeff Monson. That's going to be a badass fight.
Yeah, both really credible guys. They both have amazing wins and titles. As you guys know, what's his name?
Gordon Ryan?
No, the other
Jeff
one.
Monson.
Yeah, Jeff Monson. Sorry, Jeff Monson has 2-time ADCC champion, gold. He has like silver and also bronze. He has, he's also an MMA fighter.
Yes.
And then he's just a tough motherfucker.
Yeah.
And Gordon Ryan has some really crazy wins too, over some really heavy guys as well. And he's been just killing it lately too in the Jiu Jitsu no-gi.
Yeah, he won the EBI Absolute, so he's beating guys that are way bigger than him. And Jeff Monson's a pretty big guy too, so it's be an interesting fight. I think Jeff Monson's kind of like in the twilight of his career. Don't get me wrong, he's still dangerous. His north-south choke will choke out a fucking horse.
Yeah.
But I just don't see him pulling it off against Gordon Ryan. I think Gordon Ryan's going to go for his legs right away. Or
They're drilling for that stuff. They're all playing their situations and their routes are going to take when shit hits the fan.
Yeah. I remember the first time I saw Jeff Monson was against Brandon Lee Hinkle when he got that north-south choke. And I had no idea what the fucking north-south choke was. And he choked him the fuck to sleep. Like, literally, his head just went out.
Popped it off.
Yeah, I was like, damn, man. It was like real quick too.
It's like popping a champagne bottle.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, man.
Jeff Monson looks like an MMA fighter. He looks like this big white dude, and he's like all tatted up and shit. He's a nice guy though, anarchist, but nice guy.
Yeah, seriously.
He's a citizen of Russia now.
Neo-Nazi. No.
Yeah, he looks like a neo-Nazi.
What's that one movie? That Nazi movie that came out?
Talking about American History X.
Yeah, he looks like one of those characters from that movie.
Yeah, but I'm sure he's a nice guy. He seems like a nice guy.
He seems like a nice dude.
Yeah. EBI 11 is coming up on March 5th. I don't know who's going to fight in that, but it's the 170 class, which I believe is one of the Dunher Death Squad guys. It's either going to be Gordon Ryan or Gary Tonin, one of the two.
They can both make it, honestly.
Yeah, and so can Eddie Cummings, who just lost his belt.
Yeah.
Gio Martinez, so.
Yeah. He's working his wrestling a lot lately.
Yeah.
I've been watching.
So work on that armbar defense. He's already really good, but
those guys are all fucking monsters.
Yeah. Also in EBI 11, they're doing what's called combat jiu-jitsu, which for y'all that don't know, it's jiu-jitsu with open-handed strikes. Yes. So it's going to be really interesting to see how that's going to work with an audience. I've seen a quick match of it before, but I didn't watch like the whole thing. So Eddie Bravo knows what he's doing right now, so I'm really interested to see what it's like. Because most people think they're safe in certain positions when they're not.
Yeah.
Like, right? Because if you're in a half-hour deep pass, somebody could just punch the shit out of you.
Dropping elbows on your ass.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see how jiu-jitsu really works in a fight. Even though it's just open-handed, but you still have to defend yourself. Because somebody can slap you, like knock you out with a slap. So.
Yeah, I mean, you said palm strikes,
Yeah,
right?
palm strikes.
Yeah, I mean, those dude are really devastating.
Yeah.
I mean, if you hit a palm strike to your temple, you're gonna get rocked.
Yeah, if you don't think palm strikes are legit, go watch Boss Rutan's fights when he's in when he's doing pancrase.
Yeah.
He what he does is he can flick his hand way back. This wrist is fucked up, but he can go like way back, and basically he can throw a jab or a hook with his wrist, and it's like a punch. Yeah.
You're basically just using your forearm bone.
Yeah.
And in Krav Maga we did a lot of different palm strikes. It's a little bit less risky with a punch or with a palm strike because you can't run the risk of breaking a finger or your knuckles or any of your hand. With the palm strike, it's low risk and it's actually sometimes even more powerful than a punch.
Yeah.
And faster.
Yeah. When people they won't just expect it coming. It's just like, somebody you can fuck somebody up. So that should be interesting to watch.
Yes.
There was a kind of a controversial win that happened for the last Bellator match. It was Chael Sonnen versus Tito Ortiz. It was controversial in my opinion because of the way it happened. It was a rear naked choke, but it wasn't really a rear naked choke. I don't know if you watched it, but he had a rear naked choke, but it was on the side of his face.
Crank.
But I guess it was it a crank though, because I didn't see his neck really going.
Sorry, a crank on his jaw.
Was it on his jaw?
It looked like it was on his jaw. It was more so on this part, on the side of his jaw, not so much under. But in MMA, man, I mean, you saw Ronda. She almost got her head fucking cranked off.
Oh yeah, but she was just like, fuck that. It was with the gorilla.
Yeah, Nunes.
No. I know who fucking trains with her too. She used to be a Marine. I can't remember her fucking name.
No.
It was the first match for the UFC for women.
Yes, I know. Carmouche?
Yeah, Liz Carmouche.
Yeah, Carmouche. Yeah. Dude, that was a good fight. She almost lost, but that's an example, kind of similar setup he had. Yeah. But, Ronda was standing, and she had already her arms shaking her legs off.
Yeah.
Chael was fucking flattened out, by Tito.
But he had his arms here, and then he just kind of stopped. Like all you had to do was like push. And
he could have pushed it off, but then again, we don't really know what those little small micro adjustments they were making at that point, you know.
But for me, it's 2 controversial wins in a row for Tito Ortiz. The last one he had was against was it Frank Shamrock, where it wasn't even in. Like he didn't even have it wasn't even locked all the way up, and he tapped. I was like, what the fuck? But I mean, it could have just been legit. I don't know, because obviously I wasn't getting choked. But for me, it was just kind of weird to see that, you know.
Yeah, you know, I've seen Chael like fight out of submissions. I kind of wish he, you know, like with the Anderson Silva one when he got triangled and he was in that shit for like a minute.
Yeah.
You know? Cool minute. And I kind of wish he kind of fought that off a little bit.
Yeah, especially because he was almost out. He was almost out.
Yeah, exactly. You know, Anderson just started dropping elbows.
All right. Let's talk about UFC Fight Night that's coming up on January 28th, 2017. I'm only going to talk about 2 fights. There's only 2 fights I really care about on the card. There's a couple other ones too, but these are the main ones. The main event is going to be Valentina Shevchenko versus Juliana Pena. That's going to be a stand-up war, more than likely. Shevchenko has really good boxing, and Juliana Pena is kind of good all around.
Yeah.
So, who do you got in that fight?
I think Pena, dude.
Think Pena?
Yeah, I think she might take it.
Yeah, I give her the slight edge. If it's like pure stand-up, Shevchenko's probably going to knock her out. If it goes to the ground, I think Pena's going to ground and pound TKO.
Yeah, I could see that happening too. Yeah. So that's a good pick.
And the next one's going to be a badass fight. It's going to be Cowboy Cerrone versus Jorge Masvidal. Jorge Masvidal's kind of been slipping lately. I remember I used to watch him in what was it? Not WEC. Maybe it was WEC or Strikeforce. He was really good.
Yeah, I think it was Strikeforce.
Yeah, and lately he just hasn't been as good as he used to be. And Cowboy Cerrone, I think it's 170 now.
Yeah, he's been leaning out a lot, man.
Yeah, he's been fucking people up. Like that last match that he had, it was like watching something out of a movie with that combination.
Yeah, it was like a punch, and he threw the kick, and the guy, he punched him. The dude went to this side, he countered it, punched him, and then he went to the other side, and he went into the kick.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy.
Yeah, it looked like some shit out of Tekken.
Yeah, someone made a GIF out of it where it basically went Super Saiyan and then, disappeared and came back. Yeah,
that was badass.
Yeah, that was dope. But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for the fights that are coming up. And actually, I gotta go pick up my daughter, so I gotta wrap up the JitsCast. Thanks for listening / watching. Thank you, Bryan, for being on the show.
No problem. Anytime.
Take it easy, man. Keep rolling, y'all.
Take it easy.